Okay, friends, welcome you all to the session on performance appraisal. Myself, Professor Bharti Sungar from Department of Management Studies, STM College of Engineering and Technology. So, in the previous sessions, we have discussed about selection processes, recruitment processes, training processes. See, recruitment is something we already know that we call for applications. Selection process is something wherein you select a candidate and place him in the job, and once that person is placed in the organization, the next thing is you have to give him training. Okay, so once you give him training, he'll be fit to be in the job and he'll start performing well. But ultimately, how come you can get to know that he is performing or not performing? So there is a need wherein performance appraisal comes into picture here. So this performance appraisal is a kind of a process which helps an organization to measure the performance of the employees, because there are a lot of decisions which will be dependent upon this. Let us think that you people finish your semesters, and lastly, if no exams are conducted, we will never understand how much you have learned and who excels in the learning process. Okay, so for that reason, we should know to what extent your learning has happened. So we keep exams for you. So exams are a way of measuring your performance in the colleges. In the same way also, in organizations also, we need this kind of a performance appraisal technique wherein measuring the employees performance is conducted. So we'll be discussing this performance appraisal today thoroughly. We may have to go for two sessions because this is a 40-minute session uh, recording. Yes. So what is this performance appraisal? So as I just gave you a small introduction, it is a way of systematically evaluating the performance of the employees, and also not only performance but also the work related behavior, how he behaves in the organization, how he communicates, how he talks to the peer group, that is other colleagues in the organization, how he behaves with his superior. So all these things are considered when it comes to performance appraisal. So don't consider that only because uh, he is working on a machine, he has to manufacture 10 products per day. So if he manufactures those 10 products, his job is done, he is the best performer in the organization. It is not like that. Other than that performance, where targets are met, there are behaviors also which are being evaluated. So that is what is being done in this performance appraisal. And as the word itself, as the definition tells you, it is very systematic in nature. And instead of being more subjective, if it is more objective, you can start comparing who performs better and who does not perform better. Why objective and subjective comes into picture here, I'll just tell you with an example. Objective measurement is whether he has met the targets or not. Let us say sales target. Every day he has to sell 10 products. So that is an objective measurement standard. So if he sells the 10 products, that means he has performed he has completed his target. What is this subjective measure? Okay, this subjective measure is something which tells about the behavior with the customers, whether he has followed ethical standards while selling the products to the customers or not, whether he behaves very nicely with a peer group or not, whether he behaves very nicely and with courtesy with seniors or not. So these are some things which are objective measures. Okay, and measuring objective measures, no, it is very very difficult because there is no set scale for it. Okay, so for that reason, the more the objective your performance appraisal measures are, the more the better you'll be in a position to compare the employees in the organization. So there are many reasons for which you need this performance appraisal. So it may be to promote an employee. Let us say there is a higher higher position vacant in the organization. So now there are 5 people in the organization who are competing with that position. So to whom to give, for whom that promotion has to be given. So that there is where this performance appraisal is going to help you. So this performance appraisal will help you to measure the performance of all these 5 people and who is the best. So that person can be decided to go ahead with the with being promoted in the organization. In the same way, if the company wants to give a hike in the salary also, there also your appraisal will help you out. Let us say the employee is not working properly. So to demote him, demote means from upper position to lower position. So to demote him also, you may need to go for appraisal. So it is a pure document which makes you safe and which gives you guidelines what kind of actions you can take related to the employees in the organization. So that is a brief introduction on appraisal here. So what are the main features of this performance appraisal system? It eliminates deficiencies and improves performance. Why? Because uh, we'll discuss the process a little bit later in the next session. So before that, it eliminates deficiencies because to it is not a negative approach. It just does not throw the employees out who is not working, or it is not done for demoting the employees, or it is not done for cutting the salaries alone. Please understand, guys, performance appraisal was like this before, earlier, very long back. But today, performance appraisal is a very positive approach because it helps the employees to know where the deficiencies are and how can they improve on those deficiencies and ultimately give the best performance for the organization. So it eliminates deficiencies, means people will come to know where they stand, what they can do, so that people will come to know what they can do so that they can improve their performance. So for that reason, it eliminates deficiencies and improves performance of the employees in the organization. So this appraisal is conducted periodically. Some organizations may do it for every month. Some organizations may do it for quarterly basis. Some organizations may go for biannual basis. Some organization may also go for annual basis. Let us say in our own institution, it is an annual system of appraisal. So every year we go through our appraisal, our performance is measured on various categories, and then our increments or our promotions will be decided. So appraisal is carried out periodically depending upon the decision of the organization. So there is no compulsory rule that how many days or how many months or years every year you are supposed to conduct. It depends on the organization to make its own decision. It is not, of course, the data used to measure your performance will be past, but it is not a past oriented activity. The intention is not to put the poor performers in the spot. That means by just looking into their performance, if their performance is less, okay, you don't have to, it is not done just for throwing them out or suspending them or demoting them. It is just not like that. You have to think a positive picture for it. It shows employees where the things have gone wrong, how to set those things in order, and deliver the superior performance using their potential completely. So as I said, it is just not to put the performance in a fix or a spot. Here, it mainly gives them a picture where actually they have gone wrong. So if you come to know where you have gone wrong, at least you will put some effort to improvise on your performance. The main focus of this appraisal programs is for employee growth and development. It is not for negative purpose, and it forces the managers to be coaches rather than judges, because just like employees have pressures from their managers to perform, the same way managers have superiors also who will be pushing them to perform. So a manager's performance is based on his subordinates performance here. So for this reason, if his subordinates will not perform, the manager performance will also come down. So for this reason, at every stage, the manager has to become a coach rather than a judge to make sure that his subordinates or the employees in under working under him will also start performing. So these are few features of appraisal. So let us try to understand what is the objective behind having this performance appraisal. So the objective behind having this performance appraisal process in the organization basically serves certain important purposes. Without this process, most of the times the companies will not be able to make certain decisions. And what are those? We'll discuss them. Compensation decisions. So if I want to give an employee a increment, an extra increment or a bonus or an incentive, how will I give it? It is just by looking at him, he is handsome or she is beautiful, I'll give, or it is based on the performance. Yes, it is based on the performance. So the compensation decisions, if the salary has to be hiked or if the salary has to be deducted, if the salary has to be cut down, some extra incentives have to be given, some bonus have to be given. So all these decisions are taken based on the appraisal. So even your commission or extra incentives, what you have earned during your extra effort in the job, no, even that decision is also made by what kind of compensation has to be given. That decision is also made on the basis of the appraisal. So purely it gives you information about how the employee has performed. Based on that, compensation decisions are taken. Then comes your promotion decisions. As I told you, an example of 5 people, all are on equal grounds. Everybody is in the same position. Everybody has joined on the same day, let us say. Okay. So in still then there is only one position vacant, higher position vacant. So what to do? Whom to give that position? So there, this appraisal will help you to measure the performance. And I said measure the performance means just not reaching the targets or manufacturing the products. It consists of varieties of things. Okay, so those things will be discuss a little bit later. So even when a promotion decision is taken, the result of appraisal process, you know, that actually creates a very strong document or a proof by on your decisions, and it will help you to take a decision very easily. Then another objective is to decide on training and developmental program. Hope you have seen the previous video where we discussed about training need analysis. In that training need analysis, one technique you can use is this performance appraisal only. So by conducting the appraisal, by measuring the performance, you will be able to understand where the employee lags behind, where he is supposed to improve, why actually he is not able to perform. So if you are able to know this information regarding the employee, you can easily decide what kind of training programs can be given to the employees. So for that reason, again, measurement of the performance is necessary, especially related to employees, because as I said, training and development programs will be decided. You see, nobody will throw you out if you don't perform for one period of appraisal. Let us say for the next 3 months, every quarterly in an organization, the appraisal happens. One quarter you are not performing. So no company will throw you out just based on one quarter's performance. Okay, it will wait. It will give you a chance. It will conduct training programs. It will conduct developmental programs for you. So slowly, if still you are not able to perform, maybe next appraisal quarter, they will throw you out. But it will not be done in one day or two. Okay, so you have every organization will support you through the training and developmental programs to try to improve. They give an opportunity to improve yourself and ultimately start performing. Then it acts like a feedback to the employee. So by the whatever the appraisal results you get, you know, so that acts like a feedback to the employee. So after this whole appraisal, we'll be discussing that process later, as I said. After this appraisal process, you always, the manager will sit with the employee and discuss what you did for the last quarter or what you did for the last 6 months. How was your performance? Why the performance has come down? They sit and discuss with each other. So that is a kind of a feedback which is given to the employee. So by giving the feedback, what we do, you will try to give an opportunity for the employee to improve. Let us say in your own class, one boy who was performing really good in studies suddenly has come down in the percentage or CGPA. So any faculty, if he or she comes down and calls that boy or a girl and try to discuss what is the problem and address that problem, that is a kind of a feedback regarding the performance. The same way in the organizations also feedbacks are given to the employees. Then it helps in boosting the personal growth and development. So when you start performing, first thing is you will get promotions, you will get salary hikes, and you start developing in your own career. So this whole thing is linked up. So training is provided, you learn the new skills, appraisal is done to understand how much you have performed. If you have performed, your career will start growing. There are many employees in the who are not able to grow or who are not able to get higher positions for the only single reason they are not performing well in the organizations. 2 years, 3 years, okay, they stay in the same position because they are not performing. So it also supports or it also helps in your own personal growth and development. So these are few objectives of performance appraisal process in the organization. Okay, so we'll try to discuss few benefits of this appraisal, but we'll look into two aspects here. One is the employer perspective, and second one is the employee perspective. So for employer, what kind of benefits they get, and for employee, what kind of benefits he or she gets. So these are the two things we are going to discuss now. When we think about employer perspective, employer will conduct performance appraisal on his or her employees for the reason of taking some decisions. It is purely for administrative purposes. Okay, so here it may be to give them promotions, it may be to increase their salaries, or it may be also for conducting training programs for them. For such reasons, maybe employer is going to conduct this performance appraisal process in the organization. So let us look into the uses of what the employer or the management is going to get by this process. So despite of imperfect measurement techniques, individual differences in performance can make a difference to company's performance. Of course, even though there are different kind of measurement techniques used by organizations, still then if the individual is not performing, if the individual is not meeting the targets, ultimately it is going to make the difference to the company's performance. Let us take sales department. There are 10 sales executives. The target of this whole 10 sales executives is to sell 100 products in a month. So all 10 of them together have to sell 100 products in a month. So the first 9 people, so if you divide those 100 products, how much will be, how much the employees have to sell here every month? 10. So every employee have to sell 10 products in that month. So let us think that all 9 people have performed. They have met the targets and they are able to sell 10 products each. The last person, 10th person, is not able to sell the products. He was able to sell only 6 products. If he sells only 6 products, so whether that team's performance has come down or not, of course it will come down, because out of 100 products, now they have sold only 96 products. Other 9 people have performed, but only this 10th person has not performed, means who is at the loss here? It is the company who is going to face those losses. The target was 100, they are able to only sell 96. That 4 products loss is for the company here, which has to be bared, right? So for that reason, you should ensure that appraisal system is fixed up, so that you will come to know how individually the people are performing in the organization. Individuals will not be affected. All the 9 people will get incentives, all the 9 people will get hike in the salary. Only the 10th person who has not performed may be affected. But Ultimately, who is at loss? The company will be at loss here. So that is one advantage of performance appraisal. Then, by documenting the appraisal process and the feedback also, it may be useful for legal defense, because what happens in future, many a times the employees may go and put up file a case against the company that I did not get promotion even though I was fit for the promotion. So in that circumstances, his appraisal reports can act like a legal defense for the organization. So you should always maintain records continuously in the organization regarding the performance of the employee, because in future, any point of time, you may need them to eliminate that employee from the organization. Then, that is one more benefit. Appraisal offers a rational basis for constructing a bonus or a merit system. As I told you, compensation, bonus is a part of compensation, merit is a part of compensation here. So on what basis you gave those, the same example I'll take, 10 employees, sales executives, on what basis you gave those 9 people hike and that 10th people no hike or bonus? Simple. It is by appraisal you came to know that all those 9 people have sold their targets, only this 10th person has not sold the targets. So it acts like a pure rational, you don't need to give any explanation here, it is clear on papers regarding who has performed and who has not performed. So that is one more benefit. Then appraisal dimensions and standards can help to implement strategic goals and clarify the performance expectations. So if you are able to understand this year how your employees are performing, you will be using that data to set up the goals and objectives for the next year or the next quarter. So let us say this year you are able to sell 100, you are able to make 100 crore business. So that means your employees are able to give you 100 crore business. So next year you can push your employees and set the standards to 110 crores. Okay, you can expect more from your employees. So if you are able to measure this year's performance, it can act like a guideline for your next year's performance, setting the standards for the next year. So these are some administrative benefits or uses when we think about a management perspective or an employer perspective. So now, what kind of benefits employee gets here? It is purely for developmental purpose here. Employee gets feedback, they can correct their mistakes and go ahead by improving their strengths. Okay, they can work on their strengths, they can train themselves, they can acquire new skills and competencies, become more committed, become more dedicated, and they can also start performing and help themselves to grow. Assessment and reorganization of performance levels can motivate employees to improve their performance. As I said, whenever the appraisal process is completed, the employee and the employer both sit together and discuss about the performance. Here, if you give them a kind of a positive feedback, if you really congratulate them, appreciate their work, right? So it is a kind of a, and you increase their salary or give some extra bonus. What happens by this? You will be able to uh, motivate your employees more and more to perform. So this year I got 10% bonus due to my performance. So next year what you will do, you will start performing more because you have that urge to take that extra bonus for yourself. So for that reason, this performance appraisal make the employee uh, be motivated. Okay, so that is one more benefit when it comes to the employee side. Okay, so these are few benefits. Other than that, we have already discussed many other benefits of this performance appraisal system. So now benefits we have discussed. Okay, now what actually is being measured, so that is to be understood. So as I told, only targets. If that person meets the targets, okay, he is the best performer of the company. You cannot say that. There are many traits or factors which have to be considered when you are measuring the performance. And what are those? So those are the behaviors which include observable physical actions or movements. I told you the sales executives, if they are able to sell the products, they are done with the performance. No, how they behaved with the customer, that is what is the behavioral observation here. How they talked, how they communicated, how they addressed the customers, how they convinced the customers, whether they went with the ethical standards or not. So these are some things which are also considered for measuring your performance. So that is what is the behavior. It is observed. Okay. Then objectives also are set which measure the job related results. So every job, has certain objectives. Okay. And that objectives will act like a guideline to measure the performance. What are these objectives? I'll give you some examples. Objective in the sense, in the manufacturing unit, if an employee is working on a machine, he has to manufacture 20 products per day. He has to manufacture 20 engines per day. Okay, that is an objective measure. Okay, let us say a sales executive, he has to sell 10 products per day. This is an objective measure. It's a target set. Why it is objective? Because it is easily measurable. Behavior is a subjective measure. Please understand this. Objective is like targets or which are very easily measurable. Then we have examples like your own marks. It is an objective. Okay, it is an objective measure. How you perform in the exams, it is an objective, pure objective measure. But how you behave in the class, how you participate in the class, how much you are active in the class, how good your relationship are with the faculties and students, your friends in the class. So these are your subjective measures. So like this, if you are supposed to measure the performance, you have to consider those subjective and objective measures also. Other than that, there are separate traits also like personal characteristics. And what are these personal characteristics? Personal characteristics are honesty, commitment, coordination, your communication skills. Okay, so a hard work, your attitude, your positive attitude, I can say. So these are your personal characteristics. Okay, so these are some factors which are used and they are defined in the whole appraisal system to be measured. So the employees will be measured on these factors. So these are some guidelines here. The company will identify these factors in more systematic manner, so that for every job the appraisal will be different. Let us imagine for HR department, finance department and marketing department, the measures, that is these factors, will be totally different. For HR people, behaviors means how they behave with the employees, but the same behavior for marketing people, it is different, how they behave with the customers you consider there. Finance people, their behavior will not be so important for them. For them, objective factors will be very, very important because they play with the numbers. So here, whether they are making any errors in entering the data, so that comes for finance. Then marketing people, of course, objective measures will be there. How many sales you have done. But for same HR people, again, objective factors to measure are very less, but still you can do it. This month, how many people are recruited? This month, how many people were selected? This month, how many people left the organization? This month, how many people were promoted? So these are some things which HR department people can be measured upon. So these are some examples of factors which can be considered during your appraisal system. Now coming to the this topic of who will conduct this appraisal. So here, who will measure your performance? It may be supervisors, it may be peer. Peer means those who are working with with you in the organization. Subordinates means those who are working under you. Users of services means maybe customers. Okay, so consultants means maybe an outside person will come into the organization and measure your performance. And the last one is your own self, that is self appraisal. So you will measure your own performance. In our organization, in our institution, there is a self appraisal form where I have to fill my details in the last 1 year, what I have done, how much classes I conducted, how much syllabus I completed, and what was the result of that subject, overall result of that subject. Then how many workshops I conducted, how many guest lectures I conducted, how many workshops I attended and organized. So these are some things which I have to fill the data and give it to the management. And my supervisor here is the director, sir. So he will appraise me on my data, and he will also know what I have done in the department. So based on that information, he will rate me. He will give me scores. Okay. So these are some people whom you may have to come across, who will appraise you in the whole measure, in the whole performance appraisal process. Guys, please understand there are two people who comes into picture: appraiser and appraisee. Appraiser is somebody who is going to measure the performance. Appraisee is somebody who is getting measured in the performance. Okay, like here in the case of teacher and student, teacher is the appraiser and student is the appraisee. In organization, management is the appraiser, employees are the appraisees. Okay, so these are the people who will be in the picture of measuring the performance of you in the organization. So we have already discussed this. When to conduct appraisal? Of course, appraisal can be conducted informally, but it is not preferred in the organization. But it has to be systematically conducted at periodic intervals, that is regular intervals, and you should have a definite plan for it also. Okay, so how to conduct, what kind of information I will be collecting. So these are things which you will be considering for the appraisal process.